Hi, this is Emma and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be learning the basics of my Dragonfly Mile a Minute blanket. For this project you will need DK yarn, and I'll list the amounts in the description below, a 4mm crochet hook, scissors and a darning needle. For this project I will be using US terms. Let's begin. To start, we're going to pop a slip knot on our hook and we are going to chain 18 stitches. So we have our 18 stitches and we're going to be working into the third chain from the hook. So we don't count the loop on our hook, 1, 2 and 3, and I'm just going to flip my chain over, and I like to work in the back bumps. So you can see 1 back bump, 2, 3. And we're going to place a double crochet into that chain. So with this pattern, the chain 2 that we skipped at the beginning, it counts as a stitch, so we have 2 double crochets worked, and we are going to double crochet into every chain along for this row. So if you're following along with the chart on screen, we'll have started at the bottom left, we'll have chained our 18, and we are now working row 1, where you can see that we have a double crochet in every chain. So this is row 1 complete, and we should have 17 stitches in total, and that is including the chain 2 at the beginning of the row. So on to row 2, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. Now this chain 2 does count as a stitch, so when we are working row 2 we want to work our first double crochet into the second stitch, so not this stitch that the chain 2 is coming out of, because that has already been worked with our chain 2, going into that second stitch. In row 2 we just want to place 1 double crochet into every stitch along again. So it looks like we finished our row, but remember the chain 2 from the beginning of the previous row counts as a stitch, so we need to work into the top of that stitch. Now I like to grab both loops of that chain. Just adds it a little bit more security. So there we have row 2 complete. So moving on to row 3, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work, and we will want a total of 8 double crochets. So we have 1 already made with our chain 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. We're going to chain 1, we're going to skip the next stitch and work a double crochet in the stitch after, and this is going to start creating our pattern, and we will double crochet to the end of the row. And that will be a total of 8 double crochets. Remembering that last double crochet gets worked into the chain 2. And here we have row 3. Moving on to row 4, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. We're going to work another 2 more double crochets, so we'll have 3 in total. We're going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. And we're going to skip 11 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we count the chain 1 space as a stitch. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then in that 12th stitch we're going to work a double crochet. and then we'll finish the row with another 2 double crochets, and that last one being worked in the top of the chain 2. So we should have something looking like this with a big chain 11 space. On to row 5, we are going to chain 2 and turn our work. We're going to work 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and in the stitch after we're going to work 2 double crochets. So we'll work 1 double crochet, we'll go back into that same stitch to work a second. We're then going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to work a single crochet into this chain 1 stitch, but around our chain 11. So going directly into the chain space. I'm going to pull up my yarn, and you can see that it's working over the chain of 11, and we'll just single crochet. We're then going to chain another 4. We're going to skip all of this chain, and we're going to work into this next double crochet where we're going to put 2 double crochets. And then we'll finish the row with 2 double crochets. So you will notice that we are working our dragonflies upside down. Moving on to row 6, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. We'll work 1 double crochet in every stitch until we get to the chain 4 space. We're at the chain 4 space, and we're going to work 4 double crochets into that chain 4 space. So just going straight into the space to work the double crochet. So we have our 4. We're going to chain 1. We're going to move over to the next chain 4 space and work another 4 double crochets. And then we're going to finish the row working 1 double crochet in the remaining stitches. So the next 3 rows are worked exactly the same. So we are going to chain 2 and turn our work. We'll work 1 double crochet in the next 8 stitches. We'll chain 1, we'll skip over this chain space and finish the row with 1 double crochet in each of the next 8 stitches. So rows 10 and 11 are exactly the same, so we'll chain 2 and turn our work, and we'll work 1 double crochet into every stitch and chain space along the row. So there's our 8 double crochets. We've got to our chain space where we're just going to place a double crochet directly into that chain space, and then finish the row with the 8 double crochets in the remaining stitches. We'll repeat this row again, so chain 2 and turn, and then 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way to the end. And with these strips you should always have 17 stitches in total, and this will include chain spaces and chain stitches in your count. So we've come to the end of the pattern repeat. So you would then just repeat rows 3 through to 11 until you have the length of your strip that you like, and each pattern repeat will add a dragonfly to your strip. And you just keep going until you have the length that you want your blanket. So I'm just going to work up one more repeat and I will come back to you and we will show you how to join our strips together. So I've gone ahead and sewn in all of my ends for my strip, and what we need to do is make as many strips as you wish your blanket to be wide. So I have made another one to show you how we can join. So what you're going to do is we are going to choose which order we want our strips to go into. The one on the far right is going to be our first strip, and we are going to border this completely, and then we're going to join each strip to the left hand side of the previous strip. I'm going to join my yarn to the bottom left hand corner of the strip, and I'm going to join it with a standing half double crochet. You can join it in any way you like, but I just prefer this method. So remembering that the chain 2 at the beginning of this row will count as a stitch, so that's where I'm going to attach my yarn to the top of the chain 2. So I'm just going to insert into that top of the chain 2, and I'm going to secure the loops on my hook with my finger to stop them unraveling. Pull up a loop and pull through all 3, and that is our first half double crochet worked. I'm going to work 1 half double crochet along the bottom of our strip. That's just placing 1 half double crochet in each stitch along. There is our last stitch. I'm going to chain 2 for the corner, and I'm going to turn my work, and we're now going to work along the side. We're going to be working our stitches around the end of our row, so going around each row end, and we're going to be placing 2 half double crochets around that last stitch of each row. So there's 1. We'll move up to the next row and we'll place 2 half double crochets around that last stitch, and we're just going to continue this up the side of our strip, working 2 half double crochets around each row end. We're working it around that last row end, and you can see that if we lie it flat, it is lying quite nice, and this border will actually pull all your strips into shape. So we're going to chain 2 for the corner, With this corner, we've gone round a chain 2, so we just need to move our stitches down just to find the top of the chain 2, because we need to work into this as it does count as a stitch. And it may be hidden. Going through both loops of that chain 2, and we'll place a half double crochet. And we're then going to work 1 half double crochet into every stitch along the top. There's our last stitch along the top, so we'll chain 2 for the corner, turn our work, and we'll just work down the side of the strip back to the beginning. So again, that's 2 half double crochets around each row end. Around the last row end, we'll chain 2 for the corner, and then we're going to slip stitch to this first half double crochet that we made. We'll chain 1 and we'll fasten off. And this is our first strip bordered. So I'm going to go ahead and sew in the ends before we join our next strip, as it just makes it a little bit easier and not get entangled in our tails. So once I've done that, we'll come back and join the second strip. So our first strip is done. I'm going to pop it to the side. We're going to bring in our second strip. And again, I'm going to join to the bottom left-hand corner with a standing half double crochet and work exactly the same as we did for the first strip. So securing the loops with my finger, we're going to go into that top of the chain 2, going through both loops. You can of course join your yarn in a different way by slip stitching and chaining 1 before you work your first half double crochet. We'll then work 1 half double crochet in every stitch along until we get to the end, just like we did with strip 1. So we've worked the last stitch. I'm going to chain 1. We're going to turn our work and we're going to bring in strip 1. We're going to locate the bottom corner chain space and we're going to insert our hook front to back. We'll pull up a loop and we'll slip stitch, and this joins the 2 strips together. We're then going to come back to strip 2 and work our 2 half double crochets around that first row edge. We're going to go back to strip 1, and in between our 2 half double crochet clusters, we're going to insert our hook front to back, pull up a loop and slip stitch. Coming back to strip 2, working our 2 half double crochets around the row end, and we're going to continue slip stitching between each cluster on strip 1 and working our 2 half double crochets around the row edge on strip 2. And this will join our 2 strips together. Just work a few more. And here you can see that it's joining them together. So we're going to continue this all the way up until we reach the top corner. So we've made it up to the top. We're going to slip stitch into that top corner space on strip 1. Chain 1, turn our work, and then continue around the rest of the strip as we did with strip 1, working 1 half double crochet in every stitch along the top. So we're back at the beginning, chain 2, slip stitch to that first half double crochet, chain 1 to fasten it off. We'll go ahead and sew in our ends, and then we will come back to show you how we put a border on this. Moving on to the border, we're going to start again with a standing half double crochet, and we're going to start in the top right hand corner chain space. So securing the yarn with your finger, insert and pull up a loop and work your half double crochet. We'll chain 2 and we'll work another half double crochet into that same corner chain space. We're then going to work 1 half double crochet in every stitch along the top of our blanket. When we reach the join of the blanket, we're going to work 2 half double crochets in that first corner chain space, and then 2 half double crochets in that second corner chain space, and that will just bridge the gap for us. And then we'll continue working 1 half double crochet, and when we reach the final corner chain space, we'll work 1 half double crochet, chain 2 and 1 half double crochet. Working down the side of this strip, it is just 1 half double crochet in every stitch down the side until you reach the corner. So we'll just work this all the way around our blanket until we reach the beginning. Okay, so we're working our last few stitches of the row, and we're back at the beginning. We're going to slip stitch to that first half double crochet to finish off this round, and then we're going to slip stitch into that corner space to start the next round. We're going to chain 1, and this does not count as a stitch. We'll single crochet into that corner chain space, we'll chain 3, and I'm going to slip stitch to the top of that single crochet. That is just going to create a little picot. I'm going to single crochet back into that corner space, and we have 1 picot made. I'm going to go back in with a single crochet into that corner chain space, or chain 3, slip stitch to the top of that single crochet, and single crochet back into the corner chain space. So we've made 2 picots into our corner. I'm going to single crochet into the next stitch, we'll chain 3, and we'll slip stitch to the top of that single crochet, single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So we're going to be working on the pattern repeat. So we'll chain 3, slip stitch, single crochet 3, chain 3, slip stitch, single crochet 3. We're going to repeat this until we have 1 stitch left before the corner. So we've got 1 single crochet in that last stitch, and we're at our corner. So we're going to work a single crochet, chain 3, slip stitch, single crochet to create 1 picot, and then repeat that again, single crochet, chain 3, slip stitch, single crochet to create our 2 picots in the corner. And we're going to repeat this all the way around the blanket, so our picots will have 1 single crochet between the corner and the first and last, and the rest will have 3 single crochets in between them. We're going to repeat this all the way around the blanket until we get back to the beginning. So we've come all the way back around to the beginning. We've got 1 stitch left, so we'll work our single crochet, and then we will join with a slip stitch to that first single crochet that we made of the round. You can then fasten off to finish, and we'll sew in all of our ends. And this is the basics of the Dragonfly Mile a Minute blanket. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching. Please do consider liking and subscribing, as it really does help my channel out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!